Hey guys, welcome to Rising Vibrations. This reading is for Scorpio. This is for Scorpios who cannot go back to an ex. They do not want to go back to an ex. The option is not there. One way or the other, the person is gone. It can have been over for years. Or perhaps you just know the person is not right for you, but you can't seem to get over them. You're stuck on them. You still feel connected to them. But you don't know why. You want to get on with your life. You're trying to date, but you still have this person in your mind and somehow in your heart, even though you don't want them there. We're going to look at the atmosphere between the two of you, why you still seem to be connected, and what can help you start to break this connection and move on with your life. This is for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. There's no time stamp. These videos are good anytime. Fits when you find it. This is for Scorpio. What's happening for Scorpio? Why are they still so connected to this person and can't move on? We have the Six of Cups. I feel like the Scorpio was heavily involved with this relationship. It was a very long-term partnership where there may have been children involved. It may have to do with how things ended and the Scorpio feeling like somehow they let the person down or they did not uphold their end of the bargain. That they may have made some mistakes or wronged the person in some way that they feel a bit guilty about, that still seems to be hampering their ability to be happy. They feel like they still owe this person something. Even though they say on the outside they don't feel like they do, some part of them still feels like they owe the person something for some reason. See what else is happening for Scorpio, why they still feel connected, like they can't quite move on from this. What's happening for Scorpio? We have the King of Coins. The Scorpio can feel a bit conflicted because perhaps with this person who they left or this relationship that they got out of, they may have felt like it was for the wrong reasons. Maybe the person did not really do anything wrong. They just outgrew the relationship or they outgrew the person and they therefore wanted to leave. And perhaps they're feeling guilty about this. It's like the Scorpio felt like they needed to look for something more or have something more than what they had. It didn't feel right. I think Gemini had a similar message that they had something good, they knew it, but they wanted something else. It feels similar like that. Scorpio may have left that in a way that they're not necessarily proud about now, but they knew they had to leave it. We have the Two of Pentacles with this King of Pentacles again, feeling like they wanted to move on. They wanted to go after something else. This relationship had its time. They wanted to move on for it, but they still have a great deal of guilt. And this, I feel like, is what is holding the Scorpio up now. Is guilt. Guilt can be extremely depleting to the energy and to the ability to manifest and even to the ability to be happy. How can you be happy if you feel like someone who was with you is so sad now because you're not there anymore? Even though you know you needed to leave, however you left, you just know that the person's not happy and it can feel taxing to you. It feels like it is taxing to the Scorpio's ability to be happy. We have the Five of Wands now. I feel like this is a Scorpio attacking themselves and the person using this, like the person holds or lords something over the Scorpio's head. The person can be playing the victim as well. It's like a victim mentality here, like one person playing the victim and making the Scorpio guilty about what they did to them. Scorpio, this is heavy energy here with this guilt factor. You know, you can have made mistakes in how you left that situation, but it can be time to forgive yourself. Forgiving the person is one thing, but perhaps the Scorpio needs to forgive themselves for the mistakes that they made and how they vacated that relationship. I feel like this is very much one-sided. Scorpios are dealing with guilt. It can have been guilt in other areas of their life too, not necessarily with this relationship that's making them feel hung up on this person. See if anything is coming through, because this feels like a very singular message for Scorpio. We have the Ace of Wands. This is a desire for more. This is a desire for more adventure. This is someone feeling bored, like they need more in their life. This is feeling like there's still more to discover about you, feeling hemmed up and stuck and needing to break away from this. So it needed to happen. The Scorpio had to move on. And I feel like even the Scorpio moved on a bit later than they should, and that some people probably did get hurt. But everyone, not that everyone is okay, it's just like the Scorpio had to do it. You have one life to live, this one baton here. You have one life to live. Everyone has their own path. All these people have their own way. And they're interconnected and interacting. And somewhere in this was the Scorpio. And some people were hurt in this. But everybody somehow has to find their own way. There is a responsibility to children. For this, especially if children was involved, the Scorpio can feel like the children really got hurt. But everybody knows this can always happen in life with relationships when they dissolve and end. We had a lot of these turnover. This is the Five of Wands again, by the way. So we have that turn up 2 times, the Five of Wands. Yeah, everybody's can potentially be hurt. And you can make the amends to your children the best way you can, and be supportive now to your kids and find that healing energy now with your children if children were involved with this. But at some point, you have to forgive yourself. And you have to release that guilt. Damage was done, but it happens. That's the reality of life, guys. Nobody's perfect and nobody gets it right all the time. We have the Nine of Swords. Yeah, the Scorpio is just feeling really sad about a lot, but it's just really time to let this go, Scorpio. It's really time to finally let this go once for all. And I feel like you think you have, but you haven't really let it go. When you see your children, try to look them in the eye. I don't know why that's coming through. Doesn't mean that you have to say or talk about things that happened in the past. But if you see family members, I don't care who it is, make sure you look them in the eye so that they know that you have nothing to be ashamed of and that you don't feel ashamed about anything. This will be very healing for the Scorpio to really start to look people in the eye when they're talking to them. Look for this eye contact. This is a key. We have the Eight of Swords. We have the Nine of Swords. You cannot let guilt bind you, Scorpio, anymore. It's time for it to end. And if you're not feeling guilt, if you don't feel like you shirk some responsibilities in any way, the reading's not for you. If you were harsh with someone and you feel like you could have been softer, there can be some guilt or regret in that you're dealing with or trying to cope with. It's for you to know. Or perhaps this is just not the reading for you, Scorpio. Only you know that. But this is a message that's coming through. See if anything comes out. I'm going to go ahead and read this out for you. We have the Seven of Earth. I'm going to go ahead and read that out for the Scorpios. If I can find it. Opening to a new strategy, being at a crossroads, a decision to be made. As I reflect on my progress today and see where I stand, I contemplate whether I want to continue singing the same song or change my tune. I am always free to go back to and reimagine what I might co-create. If what I manifested does not serve me as I thought it might, I don't have to be afraid to admit it is no longer for me. Whatever I choose to do, I am not afraid to start over, for I feel assured that Spirit will always support my highest good. So Scorpio, we're going to talk about this just a little tiny bit more, because it's very clear to me that you were at a crossroads. There were some things that you had to change in your life, and it was your right to change them. It's your life. You have to live your life how you see fit. It's one thing to be responsible in how you end things. Perhaps some mistakes were made, that you can be carrying some negative energy around this and how others are making you feel about this. Or perhaps you see some damage that was done. But you had to make that move. You had to do it. Now it's time to forgive yourself. And it's time to move on. It's time to get on with your life and start trying to enjoy your life. And look for a new path, finally. And start to live your life, Scorpio. We're going to see if we come back to this later again for Scorpio, because I feel like there is some work to do with Scorpio. We're going to get there, guys. I hope you enjoyed the reading. I'll see you back here again soon. Bye-bye.